for whatever reason, I'm gonna start a sex cult dungeon.
I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want.
You don't want to believe the truth. Do you like teenage girls? Whatever the hell, Bump and Grind or whatever he sung.
Oh, yeah, I
back
remember
then.
that song. It was a good song.
that one, you know, huh? Yeah.
Can I have a little taste of that?
I believe in a... I'm never gonna try it, man.
Welcome to Bad Vice. I'm your host, Leo, and these are my two bestest friends, Alvi
Howdy.
and Carlos. And today we're doing a special episode called The Ballad of R. Kelly. I wanted to tell these two about the story of one of my favorite singers who turned into a tragic mess of a human being. He got 30 years in prison.
Ooh.
At his age, is a big oop. Bro.
Yeah, because he's almost 60.
Yep.
So by the time he gets
He's
out,
nearly 60.
yeah,
Damn, he's gonna be nearly 90.
yeah.
I'm glad you can do math.
And he started his career in the 90s.
In the 90s, he's gonna finish his life in the 90s.
yeah.
So, firstly, how much you guys know about R. Kelly? You know about...
I know my fair share.
I know...
Probably not as much as you, for sure.
Yeah,
but
I know a couple
know
of
my
his
fair.
songs, but I know a little bit about
Were
what
you a
happened.
fan of his music?
I wouldn't say I was a fan. I mean, I bobbed my head. If
What
it's
songs do you know?
He did the I Think I Can Fly, right? That was
Yeah, I Believe I Can Fly.
I believe I
Yeah.
can fly. Yeah, I believe that's a song of his.
Yeah.
I know a couple others. If I hear them, I'll know. Yeah, this is,
You know Ignition?
Ignition.
Remix?
The remix one, obviously not the original.
yeah, man.
Okay.
Is that, yeah. Okay.
Wow.
You could probably tell. I don't know the most. about
Carlos
R.
is cold in the kitchen, bro.
No, I just was never really a big R. Kelly fan from the beginning. I always felt like there was something off.
No, you didn't.
You said no, bro.
Can you imagine he says that about every black artist?
I mean, like,
That Michael Jordan kid is pretty bad.
I knew a little bit about him, but he couldn't dunk.
He's a bad egg.
He doesn't know. That's not the only thing he's dunking.
So yeah, for me, R. Kelly is like the story of... It's a crazy story because I grew up watching Space Jam. That was my favorite movie as a child. My favorite animated movies was The Iron Giant
Yes, great.
Wow, I love the Iron Giant.
and Space Jam because of Bugs Bunny. And I was like, damn, Michael Jordan, everybody's in it. And that song, like I believe I can fly.
Inspirational.
Like, yeah.
It touches you right here.
And the thing is, he touched
he's
people.
touched-
Yeah, ironic. I was about to
Somewhere
say,
else.
man. Right, he's touching.
So in the 90s, R. Kelly was this like, he was like akin to, he was like Michael Jordan. He was like
He was up there.
Michael
He was
Jackson.
a
He even
godlike status.
and R. Kelly was one of the best songwriters. He wrote the song "You Are Not Alone" for Michael Jackson.
Did he?
He did.
No, he didn't.
He did.
You're lying.
I'm not
No,
lying.
he did. It's pretty crazy for someone who can't fucking read.
He can't read. That's the funny part about it. This dude can't read, so he wrote it, and then probably just gave it to someone, and he's like, "You sing it," and they're like, "What does this say?" And he's like,
I couldn't tell you.
"Just go with your heart on that one."
Just can you read this back to me?
Can
Oh,
you
literally.
imagine the
damn.
tragedy of R. Kelly writing a masterpiece and not being able to read that shit back?
It's all in here, buddy.
yeah.
Do you know when they like
But-
arrested him and they're like, "We're gonna read you your rights"? He was like, "Thank God,"
Because I wouldn't read them.
Damn it. Damn it.
Sorry, that didn't happen.
But why? Like, just musicians. Like,
Why is this a thing?
no, but like musicians. Like, some of them are really talented, even though they can't
'Cause
read
you-
music or.
This dude
And R.
is
Kelly's-
super talented.
Amazing.
Yeah.
One of the greatest
Yeah.
singers.
Great at voice.
It was Mozart, wasn't it? Who? He was a child prodigy, and
Yeah.
he just played. He
Yeah.
just made music without actually sitting down and writing it. He just was like, he could hear it in his head, and then he'll just play it, and that's how.
Like R. Kelly with melodies and stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
no denying this dude was talented. He could sing about anything and make it sound good.
Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder like some people just have that talent.
And so he's had the talent, and then the thing is, the talent with great talent comes great power. And when you're raised in like this environment, he claimed that he was abused as a kid as well, And while that's certainly a bad thing, it doesn't give you a right to do it to someone else.
No.
This dude started off early, and nobody saw the sign somehow. He married a 15-year-old.
Hey?
Exactly. Hey, Aaliyah.
Aaliyah, G.
you got it.
Aaliyah.
Aaliyah was
15.
The singer.
So was the people around like, yo, this is not right? Or was it just like...
This is the thing. When you're making someone money, say you sing I Believe I Could Fly, whatever the hell, Bump and Grind or whatever he sung.
Oh, yeah, I
back
remember
then.
that song. It was a good song.
Oh, that one, you know, huh? Yeah.
Can I have a little taste of that?
Sure, let's play it.
No, I need you to.
No.
Come on, man, you got it.
I believe in a... I'm not going to try it, man.
I believe in.
I believe in
I
bump and
was
grind,
gonna, I was
huh?
going to say something else.
Believe in bump.
I was going to go with that, but...
I believe in bump and grind.
Yeah. My vocals aren't very good.
Yeah, all right. But so this man, like in the 90s, he was 27 when he married a 15-year-old. Now we're around that age.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine yourself ever doing something that?
Obviously not.
Yeah.
But I imagine R. Kelly probably was like, "Weh."
One more time.
Maybe he was like, how old are you? And she wrote her age down and like handed it to him. And he's
Here's
like,
a fact. Here's a fact. His album, he's been dropping hints like hot potato doo-doos. So her first album, because he produced it, he said, I knew as soon as I met her, she was going to be special. That's how he talks.
right.
He's got that real, I can't read type.
Yeah.
I can say it,
Great
but if
singer,
you ask me
but
to repeat it,
can't speak
I don't know about it. Her first album, can you guess the name? Aaliyah's first album, she made at 15. Can you guess the name?
Aaliyah has an album?
She had an album.
Had or has?
She's deceased now. She
She is?
yeah, in her early 20s, she took
Very
a
sad.
private plane and they crashed.
Right.
Very tragic.
I think I know who that is now.
I'll give you one guess about the name of the album. It has to do. He's dropping clues with the album name.
You're going to have to just tell me, man.
Guess
I
one.
can't-
Just one.
Anything.
Just one.
There's a lot of guesses that could go on, all right?
Well, think about
And
the
there's a lot of
situation.
possibility.
Think about the situation that he's in.
Just hit me with it.
Underage?
It's not bad because age isn't the thing.
Age is the word, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know?
I'm underage.
It's a little bit more vague.
A little more nuanced.
Yeah.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
There you go.
That was her first album, and they did an interview, and they wore matching things, and every time I asked her age, she'd be like, "That's a secret, and a woman never tells." And I know this man had coached her to say that.
Right.
He wasn't making his relationship.
So how did he meet her?
I think how he met a lot of his victims was that he'd be like, "I'm a singer." That's how. That's what he said. He's not a singer. He's a sanger.
Sanger.
There's a difference.
Right.
People who can't write,
He's not singing.
He sang.
He sang.
He's
He's been
singing.
singing.
It's always a past tense. I just sang something. So yeah, he'd go under the guise of I'm R. Kelly, great singer.
Yeah.
Sorry, sanger. And a girl who wants to be coached by him, like a protege or something, would
Right.
be like, oh yeah, R. Kelly's opening his studio and his, his contacts up,
yeah.
and he can like train me, and he'd train them and then capture them like
Right.
like a Pokemon.
Is that what people were saying about James Franco as well? With his acting school?
Well, it wasn't his acting school. He enrolled to teach,
Right.
and he said he had sex with the students. He admitted to it.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
said
I
that,
remember that.
like after he was enrolled. But he's got a case for him being a creep, doesn't he?
But-
Yeah, he really does.
Were they of age?
I believe so.
Okay.
No, but there was a thing where he was messaging
I
someone
believe
underage,
so.
right?
He did, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
there was
some-
that, yeah.
Okay.
There's some
Alright.
stuff
See, this is,
that-
yeah, okay. Yeah.
His is a little sketchy because sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, it seems okay. Other times I'm like,
Very, very questionable.
I'm not quick to jump on
me neither.
with hating people because, there's a
don't-
rumor or something. I'd rather just hear all the facts and just...
Yeah,
that's why I'm just
innocent before proven guilty, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah,
I heard about it. I was like, okay, well, we'll just wait for everything to sort of come out.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm not
for
going to
me,
hate him because
if
for the
you're
sake
not
of
in
hating him.
jail, then I have some research to do. If you're getting 30 years, I can safely say you done messed up.
Yeah.
There must plenty of evidence there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what R. Kelly did. Then at 15, they went to Vegas and got a private arranged marriage. Now I don't know what Aaliyah, like, you can't blame her because she's 15 at the time.
Yeah.
She's not fully developed this. Nobody's blaming her, but R. Kelly, the reason that sometimes a person will attract a younger girl and someone who's underage or not fully developed is, of course, the power dynamic.
Right.
That you can... And R. Kelly's already struggling with his own, like, he's like, fuck, I can't read. I don't know how to do this shit.
So she has the power in that situation. Yeah.
Any woman who's like above the
Literate
age
power.
of like 7 is like, oh, he's like, shit, the competition's getting like,
Yeah.
So he finds like the younger ones and he's like, well, they're not fully developed. They're in need of my assistance financially or maybe career-wise. And I'll give you this if you do this for me. And that's what he'd been doing.
Right.
So he got married to Aaliyah. And it was a private ceremony. And like you said, so many yes men around him that he was probably paying because he was at the height of his career. The reason that he got outed when he did was probably because the money wasn't coming in and people were like, yeah. Bill Cosby had a fucking major career.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And he was...
America's dad, wasn't he?
And dad shouldn't be doing the things that he
Dad
did.
shouldn't be doing those
being
things.
a dirty dad.
Yeah, he's being a dirty dad.
Dirty dad.
That's a euphemism. You dirty dad.
Dirty dad.
You dirty dad.
No, and so, you know, Bill Cosby in the 80s and 90s, you know, whatever, great, The Cosby Show. When that shit all ended and he's like 80,000 years old, people are like, you know, he used to pudding pop fuck me. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Like only at the end of his career.
Only at the end.
Harvey Weinstein, while he was at the apex, didn't hear as much as you probably should have.
It was just because there was like a push for it, and
When
slowly began to
when
push.
Miramax was like going down and Tarantino was done with it and stuff. You know, like it comes at the wrong time, and it was like we should have stopped this way earlier. The minute they got to Vegas, the dude who was like ordaining them should be like, and now like had a camera and be, I'm taking this to the FBI.
Yeah.
We're getting you arrested.
Yeah, we're getting you arrested. We're getting you home. You can't read, but I hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, what is it? The taxi driver situation.
Well,
You know what I mean?
with the real taxi driver? I know the movie, but
Yeah.
you mean the real story between Jodie Foster or in the movie?
No, I was talking about the film.
No, but in the movie, he didn't want to do anything with her.
No, but it's like that in terms.
But you know the real story.
I don't. You're gonna have to fill me in on that one there as well.
So the real story is Jodie Foster, who was at the time, how old? 14, 15?
Something like that. She was very young.
Someone was obsessed with her. And because
Right.
of the movie Taxi Driver,
Yes,
there was an assassination attempt in the movie. Travis Bickle.
Yep. And the guy went and tried to assassinate Gerald Ford as the president at the time.
Yes,
I'm aware of that.
He
Yes.
tried to assassinate Mr. Ford and because to impress Jodie Foster.
Right. And it didn't impress her.
No, it didn't.
Just getting the shit out of someone. Right?
She wasn't very impressed.
No.
I don't think anyone was impressed.
No.
Can't say.
I don't think
anyone
Gerald
was-
Ford was impressed.
He was probably one of the least impressed.
Yeah, that's the
What
last
the
thing on
hell?
his mind, bro.
I'm not even elected.
Can you imagine a president who's like, that's a good assassination.
Nice shot, brother.
He wasn't even elected president.
Better luck next time.
That would be the baller president who's like,
Yeah.
you missed me, son, but next time. Next time I'll shoot you back, you bitch.
I'm not elected yet, so I don't have my security detail
I elect
with me.
you to
but
die in the next one. So where was I? Sorry.
I was saying that it was like the Jodie Foster situation because
Yeah. So so he married this girl and then she tragically passed away.
right.
Skip some years.
So how old did she die at?
I think
early
early
20s,
20s or
pretty
late
sure.
teens.
Yeah.
So they were still married.
I don't know.
I think so. I'm not too
not
sure
too
on the
sure.
details.
Right. Okay.
But nobody said anything. So skip to a few years later. It's like 2000s. Michael Jackson's catching cases. But R. Kelly's like, hey, I want to be the greatest artist to catch a case as well. Let me do this. He gets caught peeing on a girl. Is there something wrong with that?
100%.
I would say that if you
150%.
are peeing on someone Hey, that's pretty gross. All right.
But if it's
mom-
consensual,
Yeah, I was about to say,
Did not teach you.
if it was consensual, it's still like perspective-wise,
Would you
it's
want to
nasty.
be shat on?
If I asked for
it's
it,
called scatting.
Scatting.
Yeah.
but I mean, if you asked for it,
How do you know?
if you want
that's
to be
called-
scat, if you want to be scat on.
You know the song Scat Man? You know Scat Man?
No, but now I'm a little.
No, he's not a
intrigued.
shit man. He's you know what scatting is in jazz?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Skitty bop bop.
Yeah.
So Scatman he was a good dude in the 90s who was like an older dude, and he's like, I'm the scat man.
Right.
It's a real song.
Right.
And he's like, beep bop boot up, and he'd just do it to a beat.
Right.
And people loved it.
Yeah.
Great dude. So I searched up Scatman. And then
And you that's how you got the answer. Damn.
Damn.
Scatman.
yeah.
Okay. So back to being peed on.
Right.
Right. So I mean, you must have some weird
Unless you're Bear Grylls, and this is
And you need
Cardio.
hydration.
and you're like out there and you're like, I need
but
hydration.
unfortunately, it wasn't consensual. And not only wasn't it consensual, of course, R. Kelly again did it with a 15-year-old.
Was that? Correct me if I'm wrong, but was it a show?
No, it was a
in
sex
private.
tape.
Oh, okay.
And so now this goes to court because enough people are like, that's R. Kelly in the tape. Even
Caught
his own
in the
brother,
act, literally caught in the act.
Even his own brother's like, yeah, that's R. Kelly, which begs the question: how do you know your own brother's penis? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's a bit
Out of all
weird.
the things you're identifying is the penis. All right.
So it was only.
Yeah.
So you didn't actually see the whole thing. It was just that.
I don't know. I haven't seen the
I
tape. The
personally
people
haven't
in
seen
the
it,
court
yeah.
have seen it,
Okay.
and I'm not sure where to find it. I did not want to venture.
Is there
in.
a court drawing? Is it like one of the?
Maybe, possibly, but so this is the time R. Kelly releases Ignition, which is the biggest song he's had.
so big.
Mama rolling that body, got every man in here wishing, sipping on coke and rum. Yeah, you know it.
Yeah, it's the freaking skibbity bop bop bop, and I'm having some fun.
So he releases that song, and people forget about it. They're like, I mean, not they forget about it, but the public eye
Public
has
is
a
just
lot
like we
yeah.
don't care because this is a great song and we're distracted with that.
because the public eye
They're
is
too busy dancing
jamming.
over here.
He
yeah.
skewed away the controversy.
Yeah.
and
towards
he
his
actually,
artistry.
after a long trial, managed to beat it. Now, you have
Yeah.
to. Cameras were different. Camcorders were different. This dude wasn't using high tech equipment with the boom mics
No
and stuff.
4K camera.
So I don't know how he'd watch that back and ever feel like I don't know what he was supposed to see. They're like pixels, I'm assuming, but he managed by some stretch of the imagination to on the jury's verdict of him having reasonable doubt that it wasn't him.
Maybe he just played a song in court and they were like,
That is R. Kelly.
that's R. Kelly. Yeah.
I mean,
You can't
that's
put
not
this-
him.
You can't
but
put
that's
that
him.
talent in jail.
No, but
No,
here's
yeah.
the thing. I know that it's a joke, but like I think a lot of people potentially were like,
They were swayed by him.
yeah, I mean, he keeps making hits.
Hey man, money
Yeah.
talks.
Not necessarily money. Maybe it's like personality as well.
No, he has no personality.
I wouldn't say personality.
He has no personality?
He's not like a charming man. He's just like, I sang.
Man.
Man.
Why? Why did he get off? How did he get off?
Because he's a good singer.
But that's it. Like there was like
that's literally what I was
usually,
saying.
like,
Just
people will be
before,
like,
Okay,
Oh.
all right. Chris Brown. Sorry.
no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you know what happened with Chris Brown, right?
Yeah,
This man
I-
beats a woman
beats
every
women,
fucking
like
year.
practically on a daily
It's
basis.
like a
at this
tradition
point.
for him.
But
It's
Sorry.
literally a reoccurring thing. But yeah,
is it? I thought it was a one-off.
oh, it's happened multiple
It
times.
can't be a one-off if it
it
happens like
happened
he
like
beat up Frank Ocean.
He bit up.
Well, he tried to, I think.
yeah, trying to.
He had that beef with Drake.
Point is violent tendencies,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But I'm not saying everyone looks
Sorry.
past it, but those who obviously support his artistry and his music,
We're like,
they don't really see they
He's
they
got
see the
more
music.
than 100 million followers on Instagram.
who does?
Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
100 million.
More than.
More than.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And people.
And
I mean-
and the thing with Rihanna was as public as a thing can get.
Yeah, I remember that.
And 100 million people still were
Everyone-
like, I'd like to see more of this man. So the public, all I'm trying to say, I'm not trying to hold him accountable for his past. Sorry. I'm just trying to say,
That the power that comes with
Yeah.
being a celebrity
Exactly.
can often outweigh people's sense of judgment.
exactly. So this is the second time now. People don't know about the first one. I think if they knew, it'd be different. But this is the second time. He's had 2 chances now.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you were like, making a deal with God, you're like, man, 2 15-year-olds, that's 1 30-year-old.
Yeah. 3 strikes and I'm out. Okay,
I think, I don't know. I mean, I feel like things have changed for people, and people, I don't know. Now that you've brought that up with Chris Brown, I thought people would have been more, when you find someone who does something horrible like that.
It did happen at a time when social media wasn't as cancelable.
No, but now, like, that was not long ago. We're not talking about the 90s. We're talking about
early
no, but it
2000s.
still happened.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but it still was in its stage where people were like, you could say some dank shit and be
But
like,
if it's a recurring thing, you would think so, right? Like,
you'd
people
think
will
so.
get, I mean, I'm not pro cancel culture, but it's like,
certain people need
it's like some people deserve not to be
Yep.
to
Glorified and have a
yeah,
platform.
exactly. So it's like if someone's doing that kind of stuff, it's like,
But they're like,
What-
he's such a good
what's
dancer.
attracting
And he
you
is.
onto
He's the best
He's
dancer.
talented, super talented.
Best singer.
Yeah.
Amazingly
no
talented.
doubt. But it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very unusual dynamic.
That's the thing with the
that people-
entertainment industry, though, in general,
The
Like,
leeway that you're
Yeah.
given because you're making so many, you're feeding so many people, you're in the pockets of so many people, they can get you to places that a normal person, if they were to do that.
I think at the time,
If R. Kelly, though, the librarian pissed on someone and it was 15-year-old and had a sex tape,
overs.
yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be reading those books in prison.
I think like at the time as well, it's like, who could replace R. Kelly? Do you know what I mean?
Nobody at the
Nobody.
time.
And therefore, I think that was one of the reasons how he could skew the public opinion to, for him to win the case.
Right.
Because if he were to be put away, you wouldn't have songs like Ignition or so and so.
I can't imagine the world without Ignition.
Honestly, yeah.
Really?
And
I mean,
believe
clearly
I can fly.
Carlos can.
I mean, it's not on my playlist.
Is there any song from any artist that you would be like, if that didn't exist, I don't know what I'd do?
Yeah.
If Prince was a horrible person, I would be the most heartbroken.
Yeah,
bro.
you just-
Heartbroken.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Because if I don't hear Kiss or When Doves Cry or Raspberry Beret or like fucking Purple Rain,
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
Class.
I think I'd feel like genuine pain in my soul.
I can see it in your eyes too.
He's going through it right now. He's literally
Yeah.
going
He's
through it.
imagining
If
it.
Prince was like a bad person, I'd be like, oh,
Well,
what do I do?
damn. I don't know. I mean, it's like there are people that I guess who you look up to that can hurt you, and I think in reality, perhaps we shouldn't rely on those people too much. Perhaps we just should distinguish the person from the artist.
The arse.
Yeah.
And the art, yeah.
There's
The lesson, of course, in it is to not put your whole self into celebrity culture, not to be like, oh, he's
Don't idolize.
yeah,
Don't
he's
worship.
That's not your life
somehow-
you're living. Yeah.
because they
your
see
life.
celebrities as flawless, and they're first
they're
and
not.
foremost
or
humans.
they
They're
like
humans,
to paint
yeah.
themselves as flawless.
And they're first and foremost humans who have a team of other people trying to make them flawless.
And another thing is to think of your deepest, darkest desires. If you had an immense amount of power at your disposal, what would you do? And would you do it? And how would you get away with it?
No. There's this amazing quote, again, and I forgot who it's by, but it says that the fallacy is that money turns you evil or could turn you evil. And the truth is that money doesn't do that. It just amplifies your inherent actions. So if you were going to be evil and then you have the resources, you're going to do it. If you're going to be good, you do it if you have the money. I don't think it ever changes.
That's very
you.
true. That's actually something I wanted
That
to bring
is.
up on that last episode as well about money. Is like, can money buy you happiness, right? And I think it's linked to this too, because I think in a way it can. And it's based on your intention. If you're a good person, then you can use that money for good, and then you have a sense of fulfillment from doing what you do with the money, and
Yeah.
that will make you happy. Therefore, money is the catalyst that allows you to be happy. But at the same time, like you said again, if you're an evil person and you do what your deepest, darkest desires is, then yeah, it's pretty bad, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, there are examples of people who have had an immense amount of power and wealth, and one has gone off and done some pretty bad things, and the other's gone off and done great things.
That's why the inherent actions speak so much
Yeah.
because they both have the money, they both have the resources, and they have divulged in parts.
A good example would probably be Roman emperors.
Mm.
You get one like Nero,
Mm.
and he's, it said that he watched Rome burn as he played an instrument. And then you contrast that with Marcus Aurelius, right? An emperor who I think put his people before his own interests, and he sort of distanced himself from the wealth and the power that came with it. So the both of them had that at their disposal, but they both did different things with it. And I guess that it does fit in with what you said earlier. It's not necessarily money makes you a bad person. It's who you are first.
It amplifies
Yeah,
your
yeah.
inherent actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it puts them sort of under a microscope. Oh, sorry, a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Pardon. And then everyone else can see your intentions because they're out in public.
Yeah.
R. Kelly probably would have tried to do the same thing had he not been a singer with like goals.
Right.
Maybe he wouldn't have had the same results because he didn't have the status.
Yeah.
But I think his actions wouldn't have changed.
No, because him as a person is still the same
Would have
based on his
still-
environment.
You still would have had those desires.
That sex dungeon would be way smaller. It would be a rented house.
Yeah.
It would be his attic
And
or
he'd probably
basement.
still
His
be
mom's
peeing on
basement.
people.
Yeah.
Mom, I'm bringing a girl home. That's the fourth one this week, Kelly.
I ain't never seen him leave. What's going on,
Kelly.
Damn.
Come on, Kelly.
Kelly?
Damn.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It's just a really, really... So, like, okay, just continue the story after he gets off the case.
Yep.
Man is making music. He's reaching the twilight of his career.
Right.
He then decides, for whatever reason, I'm going to start a sex cult dungeon. He's got a house in Chicago. He brings girls over under the guise again. I'm gonna sang for you. I'm gonna make you a good singer.
Yeah.
So they come over. They're like, "Oh, Kelly, do you like this? Woo! Yeah, okay, that's all right. Well, that's not bad. Let me train you.
I'll make you bitter.
Yeah, we'll work on that. Auto-tune is invented now." He's like, "Yeah, just I think there's some cheese down in my basement. Why don't you pick it up?
Just make your way down there and grab it for me, sweetie. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
no lights there. Yeah, you'll find it."
To turn the lights on, you must first put these handcuffs on.
So, he obviously didn't physically trap them, but he under the ruse, like R. Kelly.
Mentally trapped.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is that when you're a little person opposed to R. Kelly, the superstar.
And Youngo.
Yeah. And if he says, do this, you feel probably more than complied. You feel
And in a vulnerable position that, okay, this man's going to help me with my career if I just do this.
Yeah.
Same like Harvey Weinstein. If I just do this, my career, my dreams, everything that I've wanted, every wholesome idea in my
will come
head
true.
will come true. This guy's exploiting the wholesome idea in your head by trying to get something very heinous.
Yeah.
Horrible, horrible person. And so he'd get them to his house in Chicago. He'd go so far as to make them watch Chicago Bulls, like his team, and be like, "No, you like Chicago." One of the girls was, I think she said she liked Boston, and he's like, "No, you like Chicago."
Surprised he can even read the team, bro. Chicago.
It took him. He's like 30-something at this point. Someone must have told him those are Chicago Bulls.
Did he do that with everything? Was it just the Chicago Bulls?
He told him, no, because Chicago, he loved Chicago. Like Kanye West, he loved Chicago in different ways.
Right.
He very much loves Chicago. I'm not sure why, but the other thing that he was like manipulative in the fact that he told them when they can go to the bathroom, when they can eat,
I do
when they
remember
can
that.
sleep.
Yeah.
Damn, he would have made a great teacher.
What?
Wait, say again?
Teacher.
He would have been a great teacher.
Yeah,
Why
teachers
is
love
that?
to tell you when you couldn't go to the bathroom.
You have something? Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see where you're going with that now. I was a bit confused, a bit thrown aback there, but
Yeah, you threw that one back a little bit there. At this time, he also makes one of the greatest. They call it soap opera singing.
Okay.
What?
So he created a series called Trapped in the Closet.
Man, this is some crazy shit.
You know about that one?
I actually don't know about that. Enlighten me.
Yeah,
Enlighten me.
It's like a
us.
52-part series.
Whoa!
The song is one beat, 52 parts, and it turns into a whole like saga. Like him trapped in the closet. It's not about him being gay.
I think we can like.
So
Yeah,
trapped in the closet is
collectively
about
agree
him
with that.
cheating on a girl.
Different kind of closet.
cheating.
On girls.
he's got a wife and he's cheating with this girl, and then he hears her husband come home and he's in the closet with a gun, and he's like, "I'm trapped in the closet." That's so he's singing the opera. He's singing, "He's coming home."
Right.
home."
So, gotcha now.
Yeah,
Okay, so
okay,
it's
okay.
like an opera. It's like the drama of an opera.
Yeah.
But
And
it's
it's wild.
okay,
And he's doing all the voices. And
That's
he's like,
interesting. Wow.
and it's creatively.
How
This
the
man
hell
is-
have I
that's-
never heard of that?
that
That actually sounds very
Yeah, I was
intriguing,
gonna say.
to be honest. But
Wow, like that's like a whole genre.
It is, and I don't think it's been done since because no one's that stupid. But
Or creative.
yeah, exactly.
but so he made all this, like he's making "Trapped in a Closet." That's how it goes. The
Trapped
whole
in the closet.
yeah.
That's just how it just on repeat. or-
Honestly, he says that like 7-8 times. "I'm just getting out the closet,
and now I'm still trapped in the closet.
No, that's honestly how he does. it.
Really?
Yeah. He's
I
like,
need to look
You're
this
gonna
shit
have
up.
to show us this.
I would love to. I wish I could on the podcast. But anyway, so he creates this like soap opera thing, and people are like, it's weirdly wonderful. Meanwhile, again, he's got this sex cult. He's getting like multiple goals there,
Right.
and people are getting worried. The parents are getting worried. They're like, "Where's my girl?"
As they should.
And I do have a little gripe because I watched the Netflix documentary "Surviving R. Kelly," and a lot of the parents are like, "Yeah, my baby just wanted to be famous," and it's like you as a parent should know. No, I don't care if you know.
Well,
I don't care who it is.
But
that's-
to be
Yeah,
fair,
you
like
need to
this is
keep
probably
tabs on your
before,
child.
like this is when people were very naive about celebrities. So
I don't care. As a parent,
Nah,
As,
it
yeah, I
doesn't
mean, I know
matter,
what you're
like,
saying, but
yeah.
like people in their naivety would
I
have
don't
been
care
like,
if it's Keanu Reeves.
it's R. Kelly, the superstar. Everyone loves R. Kelly. How
No, but
can you not?
that's beside
As
the
a
point.
parent,
As
I'm
a
a
parent,
parent.
that's the point.
I don't. If
We're
Drake's like,
criticizing.
"Hey man, I'll teach your kid," I'll be like, "You didn't teach my kid shit." Okay, unless I'm in the room with you at all times.
Exactly. As an underage as like someone underage as well. As a parent, I think you should always be present because they're not old enough to make these decisions
so
on their own.
are you gonna have to
and
fill me on
consent.
what was happening? So they would just say, "Take my kid, R. Kelly," and he'll just
Yeah,
wander
because
on
he's
off with
like,
them.
"Yeah, I'm going to teach your kid how to sing," and they're gonna be
So
like,
he'd like,
Oh really?
we had to take them
Oh.
home or fly them across the country. What was he
"Yeah,
doing?
yeah, fly
Yeah,
them
fly 'em
across,
out.
take
okay,
them home."
okay.
Give him
Now-
the whole
okay, okay,
superstar,
I'm get-
like
all right. And in
Y'all come to the
context,
studio with me.
the
it sounds
superstar
a bit
treatment.
different, yeah.
You see, the studio don't allow parents because we trying to get the vibe right. You know?
Yeah, get the art going.
So the parents are like, "Oh, okay, you know, Mr. Kelly, he sung Ignition. I know he had that case where he peed on the kid, but that's fine. Fuck that."
So people were doing were allowing their kids to go
Yeah.
to R. Kelly school
It's
after
not
the
school.
whole
It's just that's the
the
thing. It's
R.
not even
Kelly-
a
it's a
school.
personal thing.
R. Kelly
literally.
personal training.
Because if it was R.
Vocal
Kelly
training.
School of Vocal Training accredited, then you'd have a case where you're like, "Yeah, I dropped him off at R. Kelly School
the
of
institute,
Accredited
blah, blah, blah,
Vocal
blah,
Training."
Do you think at the R. Kelly school they had PE?
It was some sort of physical education. I'll tell you that much, bro. But that's not.
No,
that's
that's-
not.
That's not what
That's
he meant.
not let's-
Yeah, good one. But anyway, so he's got these kids, and then I'm not, they're like 19, 17, 8, whatever age they are,
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
And he's in his 30s, late 30s, doing this, and he's done it so many times that people are starting to be like, "Well, your kid's missing too? Holy shit, mine is too."
Wow. Your little kids are going. Wow, this
and
is a crazy phenomenon that's going on.
yeah.
And with the advent of the internet becoming internet sleuths, things happen. People start saying things. "Hey, have you noticed R. Kelly's got a lot of women
Start
in his
digging a little
basement?"
deeper. Start
Yeah.
connecting the dots.
I noticed that he called Uber Eats, 3 girls went in, and nobody came out. It's been 2 weeks,
It's been a while.
Damn.
and it went so far as people on TMZ actually found 2 of his victims, you'd say, and they interviewed them, and they were like, "I am fine," and they started talking as if they were on camera, like they sent a thing, and it looked almost like a hostage video. It looked like someone was holding paper behind the camera, probably R. Kelly, telling them what to say.
Wow.
And the parents are like, "That's not."
Is this
the
all in
daughter
that documentary?
Yeah, yeah. Some of it is, some of it's on TMZ.
Right.
I watched some interviews of him, and he did an interview in the mid 2000s where someone asked, "This is the greatest interview." I'll see if I can at least play the audio for you. Can I play the audio for you?
Play the audio. I want to listen.
Is this the one where where the interviewer asked him whether he had like young friends or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. Let me just hear this.
Yeah.
Do you like
teenage girls?
What would be your answer? Do you like teenage girls?
An answer would be, I love my fans. But in the context of, do I like teenage girls? No.
My answer would be, nah.
It would just be no.
Straight up no.
When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
He wanted to specify the age.
You could have answered anything in the world, and you're like, I just want to make sure that it's about like, is it like 13 or 14? Like,
Because I know something like 15.
because
so
at
it's
13,
like,
I would be like, that's too young.
So
I
that's
don't
a
like
no.
the preteen, I like the post-teen.
Yeah, like
I like
14.
13, 14. That, wow, I'm actually a little bit speechless. I didn't even know that was
This
like an option.
and the interviewer actually, it was like, teenager. Like,
Girls who are teenagers,
19?
19 and younger.
I have some 19-year-old friends, but I don't like anybody illegal if that's what we're talking about, underage.
Some people think that you like underage girls. What do you say to them?
Well, those people that don't know Robert, they don't know me, so I usually don't get into what people think about me, because all my career, even before the trial, people have had their opinions about Robert, and that's probably because it has a lot to do with me. I kind of shy away from the crowd, because I'm always in the studio, digging deep into the...
he just asked like and he's like, I'm always in the studio. I'm digging deep.
digging deep.
He's digging deep into something, bro.
He speaks in the third person.
Yeah, right. Removing yourself from, right? They don't know Robert. Okay.
Who's Robert?
What?
Who's Robert?
Now, I don't know who they talking about Robert.
I don't know who that is either.
Y'all
It's,
got to talk about Robert.
Robert.
It ain't me, but we talking about Robert.
That's psychologically speaking. You know what I mean? That's a way to remove yourself from the actions of this.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I'm a pseudo-psychologist.
Pseudo-psychologist.
I have 7 years of pseudo-psychology. But that's honestly, that's a way of removing yourself so you can live with the blame or the guilt that you would have if you're like, I did this or Robert did it. Crazy, right?
A bit, yeah, it is a bit crazy.
So he's going doing public interviews like this. TMZ's caught his victims acting like that episode of movie in Scooby-Doo where they suck your soul.
When he's saying they don't know Robert, I think to me what it sounds like he's trying to say is like he's trying to remove the veil of celebrity and saying
like
the
R.
real
Kelly,
me,
right?
the person inside isn't like that at
The
all.
R in Kelly stands for real.
Real, yeah.
Not Robert. It's real.
It's real.
I'm real Kelly.
Yeah. I'm really Kelly.
Just in case y'all thought I was Robert, I'm really
When he
Kelly.
comes out of prison when he's 90 something, he should be like, I'm really Kelly.
That's a new hit single.
Yeah.
Real Kelly.
No,
remix.
that's the album, Really Kelly.
Remix. Remix.
I believe I'm free.
I believe I can die. 96 and I'm
still fly.
and I'm still alive. Yeah. So that was the interview he did. So the thing that got him like into like the hottest water was when those people came out, these interviews started coming out, resurfacing. And people were like asking questions. And R. Kelly under pressure is like a wet napkin. This motherfucker folds.
Yeah, he doesn't do well under pressure.
He does not. Have you
Is
seen
it that interview where he's like,
I'm losing.
He blows up? Yeah.
"You're killing me"?
Killing me, mate.
Y'all killing me with this.
Yeah. I remember when that happened. 2018.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's when, and he's like, how could I have a sex dungeon? And then he started naming specifics. He's like, people want to buy shoes in the sex dungeon. I don't know what they talking about. It's like way too
He
specific.
unironically
So he
doxed
was-
himself.
right.
And
Right. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like a
People
Freudian
talking
slips
about-
where he was like just giving out information that wasn't even
Yeah.
like people weren't even aware of then.
Mm-hmm,
Okay. Wow. That's
he
crazy.
doesn't do well under pressure, man.
So like,
How did that not get him the first time?
I mean, he's losing his mind. He's like, I'm in debt. People trying to, people trying to do this. People trying to do that.
Right.
But
So he was
couldn't
cornered.
answer. Yeah.
He's not really not taking any accountability. Essentially, is what's happening.
Did he ever actually own up to it?
Can't say that he has, no.
This is some of the interview.
I am surprised that you agreed to do it. Why are you sitting down with us today?
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and seeing things on the blogs, and I'm just tired.
What are the lies that you're hearing
sounds
that
tired.
disturb you most?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Where do I begin?
There's so many things
There's
that
so
I've done.
many
I mean,
things.
I've been allegedly doing,
Everything is a lie except the truth.
and I'm about to tell you a lie that's a truth.
Everything.
All of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house, trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house.
That's come on. Trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing. Because they're not in my house. 'Cause they're-
Yeah, I mean,
Whew, that was a slip up.
whew, they don't need it because they don't exist there.
But they exist. But not in my house.
Yeah, someone's house. Someone needs to be rescued, but not from my place.
Corey in the house. Do you know what I mean? He's like Freudian slipping he's under pressure. At this interview, he had a publicist who was probably like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself.
Stop, jeez.
Because the publicist was the one like dapping him up
know,
after he
I would have loved to play poker against R. Kelly.
I got a 2.
I mean, I got a 5.
Play
got
for your
13.
fortune, R. Kelly.
A 13.
Talking about Jack, Queen, okay.
Are we playing cards or are we confessing?
I mean, we're playing cards. Yeah. I'm confessing what cards I
R.
have.
Kelly would never play 21 because
You couldn't get to that number. You
every
couldn't get that high.
every time
He'd
he
stop
got
at 15.
13, he'd hit
He'd
it.
stop.
Yeah.
He'd stop. Oh, he'd hit it. Okay. All right.
Every time he'd go at 13, he'd bust. You know?
Handcuffing people, starving people. I have a harem, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know I don't have one.
To clarify that. I don't even know what that is, but I'll tell you what I do know is that I
what
don't
it
know.
is, but I don't own one. Certainly not me.
I don't know what a car is, but I don't drive one. This is a little too much information right
It's
there.
a bit too specific about that.
He's
is like-
comedy gold without trying sometimes. He
Or
really
he's
is.
trying so hard that it becomes,
becomes
comedy
comedy
gold.
gold.
Yeah.
Have you done anything that you regret? Have you done anything wrong?
Lots of things wrong when it comes to women that I
I'm not gonna tell you.
apologize. But I apologize in those relationships. At the time I was in the relationships.
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women?
Absolutely not.
The 6-part series.
I did never play that.
R. Kelly ASMR. Absolutely not.
Robert never broke any laws.
Robert would never break any laws.
He's a singer.
Come on with me.
Back in the day, 15 was the legal age of consent.
It's just on.
Am I mocked up right now? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear Robert?
Series interviewed 50 people, family members, your former tour manager, numerous women who all claim that you abused them. Are you saying everybody in that documentary was not telling the truth about you? Everybody?
If you really look at that documentary, which is
This is my favorite part. I love this
I'm ready
part.
for it.
It's a documentary against him. And this is what he had to say.
which I'm sure you have.
I have.
Everybody said something bad about me. Nobody said nothing good.
It's a documentary called Surviving R. Kelly. He watched it. He's like, where's the nice stuff?
Why nobody say nothing good yet? I'll be waiting.
Could you imagine him on Netflix like, oh shit, this guy's got like my name. Like he couldn't even do that because he couldn't read. So he's like, that's my picture. It must
Yeah.
be good.
He only sees the picture because
It's
he
called
can't read.
Surviving R. Kelly. Everyone's like,
nothing-
Robertson, he's a terrible monster. He's like, wait for the good part. They're going to get to the
It's
good
coming. It's coming. They just want to build me up. It's all right.
They're going to sing Ignition at some point. Can you imagine saying that about a documentary called Surviving R. Kelly?
Maybe he just didn't read the title.
I just
Again,
can't-
I was about to say he can't read. So
I can't believe this dude watched the whole thing. He's like, I watched the whole thing. They didn't have one nice thing to say about Robert.
Or maybe he thought it was called Surviving.
R.
Kelly.
This is
Yeah, he maybe thought of it in the perspective that he himself is the one that's surviving these allegations.
And
right?
R. Kelly's story.
Maybe he
Yeah,
thought it was
yeah.
surviving R. Kelly. He was like, "What's R? I gotta figure out in these 6
Who's
episodes."
R? Who's R been antagonizing me this whole time?
They should have called it Surviving Robert.
He still wouldn't be able to read that.
That's true.
They was describing Lucifer. I'm not Lucifer.
I'm
I'm
Kelly.
Robert.
Come on.
I'm a man. I make mistakes, but I'm not a devil. And by no means am I a monster.
I'm going to name the names. Andrea Kelly, your ex-wife. Kitty Jones. Lisa Van Allen. Lisette Martinez. Geronda Pace. Faith Rogers. Asante
Forgot about her.
McGee. You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true.
They are lying on me.
Why would these women say the same thing about you? That you are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress. Why would all these women tell these different stories about you if they were not true? And they don't know each other. That defies logic to me.
Right. Until you hear the explanation.
Can you? Is this not the greatest?
Until you hear an explanation.
Right. I know it seems crazy until you hear this, and then like he runs away. Can you imagine if he started singing until you hear this?
You clearly haven't.
I believe.
Think that I could not.
He should have just gone with, you clearly haven't heard from my PR department right now.
You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me. R. Kelly did this to me. And if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing.
Are you blaming this on social media?
I'm talking about the power of social media.
In 2008,
The crazy thing is there's some truth to what he
does have
just
some
said.
truth in that, but
Only the thing he's talking about social media, not the things that are pinned against him.
yeah, the thing is, like, had those people not all come out against them, he would have had a point. But because there is an overwhelming amount of people saying,
That's always my case with whenever I believe someone. If it's one-on-one, if it's one girl and one guy, I have to know the facts. I'm
yes.
sorry.
Yes.
I do believe the victim, I'm sure, but like you have to live in a system of innocent until proven guilty.
You need to see both sides of the story.
We gotta see this because there are times when this has been wrong. You know,
One opinion can
And-
be biased until
yeah.
you have a multitude of opinions.
if
that
you
are
have
the same.
two,
Yeah.
still need to see that. If you have 10, 20, 30, it's like,
Then it's a problem.
yeah,
you know, oh,
It's
it's
a
looking
reoccurring.
pretty bad for you,
yeah,
Mr. Kelly.
It's a reoccurring problem.
yeah.
And they had many victims because R. Kelly couldn't keep his dick out of the cookie jar. No. You know,
No, he certainly couldn't.
no.
anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I?
Well, I'm
Why would I? You sound like a robot.
Why would I?
Why would I?
I don't need to. Why would I?
I said I believe I could fly. Why would
Even
I?
when he screams, he's doing it in key. This dude is
Yeah,
such
he's-
a great musician. He's like,
He's
I
always-
don't want to believe.
He
never
lives. He
not
lives his
enough.
artistry. Yeah,
If you put a beat behind that, that's like a hit
It's a
single.
New
like,
York Kelly
yeah.
song.
yeah. Save
13
me.
is a number.
R. Kelly, with all I've been through in my way past, to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said. Why, how stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you were
That's
holding.
stupid, guys.
I didn't-
Is this camera on me?
Yes, it's all.
It's like 10, 20 minutes in. Is this camera on me?
Is this camera rolling? Have
Oh
we
my
started?
god! I thought it was just that one. What is that
When
one?
does
on
the
me?
interview start?
Is that a set piece? What is that?
I
You
thought we
have
were just
nothing
conversating.
positive to say about me.
Y'all making a movie or something?
I thought
Who's in it?
I only heard bad things in the documentary. I thought we were gonna talk about the good things today.
I thought this was Surviving R.
I thought this was
Kelly.
episode 2. We're filming my part.
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to, love me if you want, but just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle.
Very specific, isn't it? Isn't it a little too specific?
Extremely.
Unless they need some
specific.
shoes from Uncle Timmy, who lives there, and he's only there on a Tuesday. And I said, if you go to the bathroom twice,
Hey, you make sure you come back.
He didn't pick up the phone either, so I had to walk there.
and I don't like walking anymore.
Yeah, that's oddly specific.
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I feel like he
He
doxed himself
himself.
so much in this
Why
interview.
would you? Yeah, just shut up.
That's what his publicist. Shut up. They don't want to believe. They're not going to if you don't shut up.
If you just stop talking, you might have a chance. But I'm not trying to defend the man, but like,
You're turning people into believers.
Imagine if he played that Shrek song every day. I'm a believer. He wakes up with the Shrek
I
song.
tried.
he just cosplays as Shrek every day of his life.
Somebody once
Tell me.
R. Kelly once told me. I can just imagine him like inspiration, like I love Smash Mouth. Somebody once told me R. Kelly's gonna make it.
Smash Mouth wasn't only the name of the song.
Jesus Christ. I just want to get to the part where he loses it because that was the time.
This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career. Y'all trying to kill me. You killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it. Y'all just don't want to believe the truth. You don't want.
You don't want to believe the truth.
I may have watched Training Day the night beforehand.
King Kong ain't got shit on. Won't believe me.
He was inspired by Denzel.
At the end of it, he's like, "Was I good?" Yes, R. Kelly, but this is real life.
Yeah, it's good enough to get you
Cut,
arrested,
right?
bro. Yes.
Cut, right?
You do
Right.
know Denzel dies in the
Right.
end of that. He's not the good guy.
Yeah, he watches Training Day as motivation.
He never watches it to the end, though. So,
He just watches it to that point. He's like, yeah,
yeah, I feel it. I
this is the
feel it.
energy I'm bringing to my interview tomorrow.
All right.
when he was young, like his dad cut it off. He's like, "Well, that's the part when Denzel wins. After King Kong ain't got shit on me, then he wins.
You don't need to see the rest, son.
Ethan Hawke dies. They shoot him. That's
You've seen Surviving R. Kelly. Now you're going to be surviving this interview by watching Denzel.
So he has this interview. It goes wild, crazy, and he goes to trial 2021. And,
Yeah.
you know, with
then
some
gets-
time goes past. And
Goes to prison.
30 years
30 years.
That's the end of R. Kelly
for,
for now.
let me see what it is.
Oh, for a wee while. And I don't think even when he's out.
Do you think he's writing songs in prison? It'd be kind of crazy if like he wrote a whole bunch of hits, right? And
Damn.
That
he,
would be a
he
crazy
doesn't like
album.
maybe he gets out and sings them. Maybe he does it, but maybe they get sung and people are like, damn, that's he was crazy, but he was talented.
Well, I think everyone believed that already. He's crazy,
Yeah, but, like,
he's
you know.
talented. Yeah.
Or maybe he's lost his mojo. I don't know. Prison may have messed him up.
God damn.
It's really hard to say.
Okay. In 2021, a trial in Brooklyn federal court convicted Kelly for violations of the Mann Act, the White Slave Traffic Act.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, he
So-
and racketeering.
And racketeering.
Well,
The lesser of the two. But
R. Kelly is
mean-
also facing.
so he got charged with slavery.
I guess so.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he also
Wow, that's.
he's also charged for corruptly fixing his own trial in 2008. So that's something.
So they proved that
Well, he's on trial for it. so-
He's still
while
on
being
trial.
in prison.
Oh, you
Damn.
can still face.
Yeah,
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 I
but
know,
like,
I'm just confirming.
That's
so
not
while
that's
he's in
not
prison,
settled yet. Has it?
No.
and they're really trying to keep him in there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, at this point, is there much point in even pursuing that?
yeah, for
yeah,
justice.
yeah, for justice for sure.
But he's in
I think.
like I mean, I guess like they should have an inquiry into it, but is it going?
I think you should be accountable for all the things that you do, whether they have mistakes or not. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he made huge mistakes.
Yeah.
And like, for example, him fixing his trial, like let's say it was true, he should definitely pay for that. Because I mean, the 15-year-old they got peed on, right? Like she has no justice in this whole thing. And who knows the years of trauma she's gone through because of it, right?
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that. He is in prison for 30 years, though. He's not
for a specific crime, though. You know,
yeah.
Like,
for the specific crime of
yeah.
Right, gotcha.
And not for that, like in 2008.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's oh yeah.
I'm not saying that like it's you know it's in the past or anything. I'm saying that like he's in prison. The guy's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
He's got it caught up with him in the end.
Now, there is one thing that is strange and crazy to note about him being in jail is while he was there, one of his ex-victims chose to marry him.
Hey,
I do remember you telling me that. Yeah.
what?
She said that he was never, I was never a victim. I was in love with him, and I want to marry him.
Was she in the R. Kelly documentary?
I think so.
Did she say he was bad? Or was she just like, made
I
up her
don't
mind?
know. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what I've last heard about it.
That's a crazy story. There's a lot going
R.
on.
Kelly has lived a crazy life.
That should be made into an opera.
R. Kelly's fiance, Jocelyn Savage, says she's pregnant with his child 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago.
I don't know if she's. I don't know if it's true.
Wow.
But, yeah. So there's no justice in the world, and even when there is, it's still getting fucked. That's why they have, what you call them?
Comeuppance.
No.
What?
Conjugal visits.
Right.
Conjugal. Yeah. Oh, he gonna be looking forward to that.
Do they just have sex on the table? What do they do?
No, they have
no
a room.
idea.
I'm sure they have a
Have a
room.
room?
I'm pretty sure they have a room.
Is
yeah.
it like a communal room?
Nah, I think it's. I don't know the specifics,
prisoners
bro.
have
But
their own communal room for that.
Because the toilets they share.
Yeah. No, I think it is a private room. I think it's like a cell.
keyword is think. Like, none of us know.
It's not a bad question.
No, it's not. But
The hell could you even get it on in that situation?
Let's get it on.
yeah, like
Maybe R. Kelly could, but I mean,
he's probably used to it. He's like, this kind of looks like home.
I can't.
This looks like the dungeon.
I can't do poo poo in like if I was in a prison and I got Bubba with me. I can't like, hey, I'm gonna drop a loogie.
Yeah, you'll probably just like be really,
I'm
tense
gonna be
about the whole
backed up, bro. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be backed.
I mean,
the
I
fuck
know I
up.
have to do
have
it
to
at
wait
some
till
point.
midnight when everyone goes to bed.
Yeah, look, I know I'm gonna have to do it, but like that's something they should have, like just a little stall. Where I can...
Well, that's the point. You're having your privacy stripped from you.
Yeah,
You know, and
So,
you're
so
doing
how
your
come
time.
conjugal visits are like, well, you two have fun in there?
What? Okay.
I
Like,
guess
is there
it's
a
for the person who's on the outside.
what solicits you to have like
Yeah.
the conjugal
Right.
visit? Right?
Huh?
Is,
I mean,
is
if
it the
you-
person from the outside applying for it? Or
Yeah,
like-
yeah. You know, you guys aren't like, hey, can I get a conjugal visit with you?
Prisoner number 7642. I'll
You get a letter one
Who
day
do
from
you
R.
want?
Kelly. You have been
R. Kelly
invited.
has selected you.
R. Kelly
do you
warmly
accept?
invites you.
Mama, what is this? R. Kelly, get the fuck.
throw that in the bin. Burn
How'd
it.
you get that? I don't know. They were giving it out at school.
Oh,
It's for
lordy,
singing lessons.
lordy, lordy. In prison?
Oh,
Lord.
shit.
Well,
Hey, I don't know anything about it, so I was just
Jailbird
genuinely
rock.
asking.
I was about to say that. I was about to say chill.
Y'all are wild, bro.
Nah, but like that's how it works. So
I assume. I guess
and then
people
they get like it. So the security guard wait outside, right?
probably. He's probably like
You wait inside.
there's
Nah,
nothing.
because like okay, say this girl, I guess she gets strip searched and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
she's holding a knife in her ass.
Right.
Potentially, a little.
I mean, they'll probably do like a
They'll do like a screening.
a full screening.
Yeah.
oh, a knife would show up in your asshole.
Oh, definitely. They have metal detectors, right? Of course.
And a shank. I mean,
I mean, and saying that people do still sneak things into prison somehow, like, and obviously that's probably an inside job, like, to be able to.
I mean,
do
the
so,
thing is
but-
that like, if you go in there to hand over a shank, if you're gonna kill him, right? Is that what you're thinking?
Or
are
are you thinking
like,
to
you're
give
giving
him?
it to him so he can go and shank someone else?
Yeah, because she's like, I'm your ride or die, baby. You
I'll
gotta,
protect you.
Right.
yeah, you gotta be the top bitch in prison.
The top, not even the top dog. He's gonna be the top bitch.
That's the title.
He's not the low bitch, but he's the top bitch. He's the most requested bitch out
There's
of all the bitches.
CEO in prison, but there's a top bitch.
I gotta fuck my man. I can't have my man getting fucked. Like, you know, so I'm gonna protect him by giving him a shank.
Yeah, okay, I see where you're coming from.
But then
Shank
he,
and wank, baby.
but
Shank
then
and
he
wank.
just gets put into what is it when they separate them?
Like high security.
Yeah,
or something.
that one.
Yeah.
Isolation.
Isolation.
Oh,
that's the
the hot box, the booth,
yeah, the cell,
that
like
one.
this.
Yeah.
solitary confinement.
Solitary, that's
Solitary
the one. Yeah,
So
yeah.
they just put him in there. That's like even worse than prison.
That's the worst.
That's like
thing.
prison for prisoners.
Dude. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
worst thing you
exactly.
can possibly.
Yeah.
I think I would die
Yeah.
I'd lose it
because they give
mentally.
you 2 weeks in the box.
That's crazy.
That's
fucking
and
crazy.
And there's nothing. I think you get 1 hour a day off. No, I don't even know.
I don't think you do.
I-
I think you stay. You get fed, and
yeah.
then that's
The
about
one I
it.
heard was like from like 30 years ago when I guess things were a bit different, but they locked a guy in a dark room for like 24 hours, and that was his time, and like everything was in the darkness.
Yeah, what's
Fuck
that?
that.
There's a movie. What's the prison, that super high security one where it's like, and they stay like underground, and like at nighttime it gets super dark.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
A movie.
Yeah, and then he
At
gets.
night? Did he say at nighttime it gets?
Okay, you know what? Fuck you guys. Let me finish the explanation.
The sun goes down.
Nah, okay, y'all. Fuck both of you. Fuck. Hey man, the moon lights shit up, bro. The moon is a bright motherfucker. Okay. Anyway, as I was
Shawshank Redemption. It was the night sun. Andy never really
Nice,
knew much
dark.
about the sun.
y'all movie heads, y'all can name this. Okay, so listen, bro, listen. All right, so the dude tries to break out,
Yep.
and then they end up sending him to that prison on the island, and then he escapes by jumping off the island.
I don't know. I can't say.
I think
know
it's in
that.
Portugal or something. The prison.
He's talking about like Populon or something.
No. It's
I thought you were gonna say escape from Alcatraz, but then that's a totally different thing.
Give me a moment.
Yeah, you take that one.
Take your time.
If he comes back with Shawshank Redemption,
It's not Shawshank Redemption. Okay, come on, man.
Shutter Island.
I'm gonna slap you soon.
he was a prisoner of his own mind,
I'm gonna fly
guys.
over the table and slap you, bro.
One flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Yeah, like it. Now it says person in solitary confinement for no longer than 72 hours, but it used to say, Alfred Woodfox may have survived 43 years in solitary confinement.
43 years
Yes.
in solitary confinement.
Wait, what? Say
You
that
got,
again?
you gotta lose.
43 years.
You gotta lose your mind by then.
Wait, he got sentenced to 44 years
40.
In a concrete cell.
solitary confinement,
Yeah.
non-stop.
6 foot by 9 foot concrete cell.
Oh my lord.
He was America's longest serving solitary confinement prisoner, Albert Woodfox.
What was he sentenced for?
Wrongly accused of murder.
Wrongly accused, and he got sentenced to 43 years.
Because he's got his freedom now.
Okay, so what did they give him in return? Couldn't give him back 43 years.
Better be 43
Yes.
mil.
Yeah, it's got to be some
Couldn't
sort of
give him back his
compensation,
sanity.
man. That's
I don't think
yeah,
43
man.
mil would be enough.
Yeah.
That's when you know the system fucked up.
Wow.
Oh, this is a movie, by the way. I don't want to say it 'cause I think it's-
15,000 days in solitary. Yeah, that's what I said, Populon.
Well, but that's my point. I didn't
That's
know the
what I
name.
said.
But I didn't know the name of the movie. That's why I didn't know.
But we got there.
How
But
do
we
you
got
know
there.
How
And the main-
do you
that-
know Populon?
I've seen some of it.
With Dustin Hoffman and Steve McQueen?
No, I can't.
Have you
tell
seen that
man.
movie?
I can't say I haven't.
That's-
You know what I
Dustin
mean? He jumped off the thing, and
Yeah, I know. I
I'm
know
going to
the
go home
movie.
and watch that.
yeah,
It's a great movie.
it is from what I've seen.
from the past that you've seen. Okay, well,
I don't know you know that movie.
damn. All right, that's a movie that.
But that's what I
haven't
was
seen that
trying
you
to
have.
compare in terms of solitary confinement. You know how he's in the dark for like ages, and he's just like losing his mind.
Yeah, that would actually make an interesting movie.
Albert
Not the
Woodfox.
popular one, but the 43 years.
Yeah, Albert Woodfox may have survived 43 years, but it came at a price. Over the past 5 years, he has observed himself in long-term damage inflicted by conditions that the UN has denounced as psychological torture.
Yeah.
Well, it is
yeah, that's-
psychological torture. You're put in
You're
like
isolated.
like
Sometimes I wake up and I'm not aware of where I'm at. I'm confused for seconds or minutes. I'm used to waking up seeing concrete and bars, not pictures on the wall. And for a moment, it's like, where the hell am I?
wow.
Imagine that.
Wow.
And you didn't do it.
Brooks
wow.
from
Yeah,
That's
Shawshank.
yeah,
That's messed up.
yeah.
That's-
At the grocery store, just not able to fit into society. Wow.
you've practically killed the man.
Yeah,
Let me look
like
up
mentally
what
you've killed him.
it's irreversible.
It's like a psychological death.
You've stolen.
You've stolen his humanity, his
Yeah.
sanity as a person, and like, how do you repay someone? You can't really. Well, I mean, you should probably find
that's-
the actual,
that's-
the actual culprit, and then maybe go from there. But
$90,000 reparation.
90,000.
what?
This cannot be right.
Not
That's-
even a million.
Not even a million
Not
would
even
be enough, bro.
100,000. 90,000. How the hell?
How can you possibly think a man's life is?
And I'm not
worth
saying that. I'm not saying that
$90,000?
like money is going to make it better, but it's like.
But still, like you're pretty much saying his sanity is worth $90,000.
Woodfox was released in 2016 and used the $90,000 he was paid for reparation to buy a house.
And even then, it wouldn't.
You know
pay
what
for
the
whole
most
thing.
surprising part of that is?
What?
$90,000 gets you a house in America. God damn.
Damn. Move to America.
If we could, but even then, I wouldn't want to because
Yeah, you might get wrongly accused.
or killed.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
That's sad.
unreal.
That's sad.
Unreal.
I mean, the only thing they can really do is be like, okay, well, how do we put more checks and balances in our trial so that this doesn't happen again? Because that's just one case of someone being wrongly being accused. So who else is in prison right now serving something?
The problem with prison is that people don't care enough for recidivism.
Yeah, and I've thought about that. I've thought about when you hear these people who commit horrible crimes because they say that they were wronged, right? What does prison do? It doesn't.
There's no recidivism.
You're putting
in
all these
prison.
people who have felt that way into the same place, and
just
yeah. So
letting
maybe
them free rein.
maybe with prisons, it's probably a better idea to try and fix the person.
Well, it's meant for
There's-
reform.
Yeah,
That's what prison is. It should be for.
Prison
Not to punish.
was I guess originally designed to separate bad people from civilization, from civilized people. But I guess we are knowledgeable enough now to know that the human psyche is a very complex and delicate organ, right? It's very, very fragile, but it can be fixed.
However, we are looking at this from a perspective just now of someone who's wrongly accused. I guess many people who see a prisoner who has done something wrong will not feel the same, especially victims of that person's crime.
But I mean, I guess the thing is that are we, do we want to just lump, even if they're bad, like do you just want to throw a soul into a prison and just say, you'd be done with it.
Are there
Be done with
certain people who deserve that?
I think I'm not saying I'm in favor of death sentences, but I think there are people who deserve a harsher crime,
Like
a harsher punishment. Sorry,
Yeah,
a harsher
yeah.
punishment for their crimes. But I think people who
Because I do think
thieves and stuff like that, they should probably
I think
not
there'd
be
be
chucked in. They should probably be put into a program that try and gets them back into society. Because I think the goal of prison now should be
It's
how do
reform.
we reform these people and how do
to
we
get them back into
how do we get them
civilization.
And
back
is
into-
there a, you know, I know this is a huge topic, so we'll just finish like lightly, but is there like a limit for who's able to reform and who isn't? Like someone who's selling weed and goes to prison, I would
It's probably going
assume.
to be a case by case basis, right?
Yeah, it's
mean,
specific to each case.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can't just
every situation
The
is
problem
different.
is the problem that prison has in the first place is that they're painting with a broad brush. I think that they have to say, okay, we can't just say 50 years for this crime and 2 years for that crime. I think it has to be
contextual.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, this dude was selling weed, but it was to feed his
time and
family,
place.
and he didn't actually blah blah blah.
His
and
intentions
also,
were-
it's illegal
yeah.
in California.
Yeah.
Based on
Fine.
his intentions.
Yeah.
This guy murdered someone. We have to, I guess, figure out why.
Yeah. I mean, that's
But
that's,
but if you're gonna do that, then it's like if he had a certain intention, it would be murder, be manslaughter, right? And then that's a different.
Right.
yeah,
that's a different
that's
crime.
another thing. Is like murder is again you've stolen it. Like the system stole that man's 43 years or whatever.
You've stolen a man's life or a woman's life.
I mean,
right? Yeah.
it's a big topic, really, isn't it?
Huge.
Because you have to compare the crime with the system. The system committed a crime as well.
We're screwed.
and
Does the system get punished?
yeah,
Do those in the system get punished?
yeah. I mean, reparations of 90,000 for
I mean,
43.
the guys,
ridiculous.
the people that sentenced him and the people that imprisoned him, where are they?
Probably still running free,
Yeah.
living their
They're
lives.
probably still part of the
well,
system.
now we
that-
get into the whole issue of cops and what
and the
punishment
judge,
they-
the justice system in general.
So that's a whole thing for a non R. Kelly topic.
That's the one R. Kelly talk.
But I mean, we have finished with R. Kelly here.
yeah, and he is in prison, rightfully so.
He's in prison.
Right.
I hope he's learned his lesson.
he's in prison doing women. It's like, you know, he's still doing it.
Still doing it,
He's still.
doing a woman.
She's off age.
Well, I hope so. I certainly hope so.
Yeah, you would hope.
Can you
so.
imagine if the guy like conjugally is like, I should hope she's over age, R. Kelly.
He didn't get sentenced to a prison in Las Vegas.
Do you think anybody in that prison, maybe the guards or someone on their playlist, has fucking ignition?
Probably. Oh yeah, probably no doubt. Probably
Yeah.
jamming as
And there's a-
they're locking up his cell.
Definitely. I mean, if you think about it, like people like we still probably listen to Ignition.
I still listen to ignition.
Exactly. So
If it comes on, I'm not gonna not.
You're not gonna
dance.
skip it.
I'm not going to. It's too good of a song.
So yeah, it's just like obviously
Just like when a
someone
Chris
in
Brown song comes on, when "Please Don't Judge Me" comes on, I'm like, yeah, that's a
Again, separate the art from the
there.
artist.
So we'll crawl.
but I'm not thinking about everything R. Kelly's done while I'm bumping Ignition. I'm thinking about the cool times I've had as a kid. bumping
Your
that
experience.
song, like,
Your
oh,
experience.
'Cause it meant something to you.
That song.
Exactly.
When you were a kid.
I guess the finishing thought is when I think of "I Believe I Can Fly," I don't think about R. Kelly. I think about me being a kid, comparing myself to Michael Jordan and having that inspiration of maybe one day I can dunk, or maybe one day I can reach those heights.
So you were able to separate the
Because when I
artistry
was a
from
kid,
the artist. is
because
what
when
you're
I was
saying.
a kid, I never knew it was R. Kelly who was singing it.
right,
You
right,
just
right.
knew the song.
You just knew the song,
And that's all it
And
meant.
whenever I hear the song, it takes me back to that. When I didn't know of
experience.
him, I didn't know
Yeah.
what he did. I don't care. It's a moment in time in which I felt inspired,
Right.
and that's all I care about.
Yeah. No, that's
And I think that's probably the way to like end my thought on him.
I think that's the way we should all end our
Yeah.
thoughts on him.
Yeah, that's very
So
warranted.
I mean, that's good. Do you want to have a quick "Would you rather"?
Would you rather? Would you rather be locked in R. Kelly's dungeon or go 43 years in solitary confinement?
R.
Wow,
Kelly's
that's-
dungeon. I'll take R. Kelly's dungeon.
that's
I'll take his
I'll
dungeon.
probably take the dungeon. I mean, like,
I can't do no 43 years and look.
I mean, nobody died and they all survived, but I think mentally I'd be dead.
I'd
if
say, yeah.
I-
Otherwise, it would be called dying R. Kelly.
Yeah. The deceased of R. Kelly.
Either way, you're not coming out the same.
What would you?
I don't know. I'd probably go. I mean, I don't really want to go into R. Kelly's dungeon.
I mean, either will
40,
be, but
but 43 years, you sit back and think a little bit.
bro,
some
you'll
self-reflection.
think yourself out of existence, bro.
Right. Don't you, but sometimes I just want some time just to myself, just to
You want
chill
40
out.
years?
No, just to chill out and, just to,
You know, what,
gather my thoughts.
I'm not going to judge your opinion. If you want to choose 43 years, by all means.
It was 43 years on a isolation.
Sorry, actually, you haven't actually answered yet. What is?
beach in a villa?
No, it's
You can't add all these extra.
Okay, then I'll
It's a
take
wall.
I'll take the R. Kelly, I think.
Jesus.
Very well.
Okay,
As long as you guys are there as well.
If we're doing it, we're doing it
We're
together.
doing it
Yeah,
together,
I'll take that. I'll take that. We'll do it together.
Why
Yeah.
haven't we taken him if we're all...
We could have destroyed
What are
this
we
man.
just letting this man? Oh,
I
anyway.
just looked at bro like,
That would be the real.
how's your butt?
Yeah, that would be the real
It's great, bro,
surviving
since
R.
I
Kelly.
didn't do anything. Okay, my one. I thought of one. Would you rather be falsely accused of being a sex offender and having like the number, so you still have that like registration number,
Falsely accused.
even though you're falsely accused,
Yeah.
you still have to get the number,
Yeah.
and you have to live with that, or falsely accused of like a minor crime that'll cost you 2 to 5 years in prison, but you go to jail
2 to 5 years in prison. I'll do that.
because the sex offender thing's hard to get rid of.
That's a stigma
But
that
it's-
will be with you for a
but-
long
Wait,
time.
both
But
of
you
them,
did-
both of them are wrongly accused.
Yeah, you didn't do it, but you
But
did
one of
go
them
to
you have
jail.
to go to jail.
Yeah,
I'd,
we'll say 2 years, not 5.
I'm gonna do 2
I'll
years.
probably do 2 years.
Because the thing is, it's like
I'll do 2 years.
It's
in the
different.
side.
Hey,
You know-
don't let our decision
Yeah.
like
No,
you know,
no,
you stay. Okay, cool.
I
cool,
do
cool,
2 years
cool,
in
cool,
the clink because I come out and be like, "Yo, girl,
I've been
Yeah.
in, you know
I've
what I'm
been
saying? I'm a
in prison.
thug.
That's what I was gonna say.
Thug life.
You know, it's a different kind of thing. Like, you walk out and you're like, oh, I went to prison for 2 years. Damn, this guy must be hard. I'm a sex offender.
yeah, that guy must be hard."
He must be hard, but
You
not
must
for
be
the right
hard.
reasons, bro.
I'm gonna stare clear at you.
Oh shit, he's hard. We gotta get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yo, he's hard. Or yo, he's hard. Like,
Ugh. Soften up, brother.
What's your
Oh,
Would you rather?
man. This is a good. I tell you, I'm
Make
really
it
bad
short.
at this. Make it short. Okay. Would you rather? Fuck you guys.
2 episodes in.
Hey, man. All right, whatever. All right. Would you rather be burned to death or frozen? I told you I'm bad at this. You wanted a quick one? I'll give you a fucking quick one, bro. These guys are my best friends, man.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
Go on, bro. Come on.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I didn't have enough time to mentally prepare. All right, God.
I thought he was gonna be like Coke or Pepsi. He's like, yeah, burned to death.
No, sorry, burned to death or like dismembered.
Oh,
he
fuck. I thought you
changed
said
it.
frozen.
Nah, but you might survive that, you know.
I thought you said frozen to death.
Okay, let's say frozen to death. Fuck the dismembered, yeah.
I'll take frozen.
Frozen.
I'll take frozen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather. Oh, what I might. I don't know. Yeah, I'll go frozen.
no possibility of survival.
Yeah, no, I think I'll. The thing is, freezing to death is slow.
It is slow.
It's a slow agonized. But burning, you're like, okay, in 30 seconds I'm gonna be gone. But it's gonna be the worst 30 seconds of my life.
But like, how hard is it? Like, is it hard enough that you're gonna?
It's
Like
hotter than the
the
sun.
furnace
30
that you would
seconds,
cremate someone in.
Oh, then I'll take that.
Yeah, probably take that. I'd be like, all right, take a
I'd
deep
probably
breath,
still freeze.
pinch myself. Let's do it, boys.
Let's do it. Are we doing it together as well? If we're doing it together, I'll burn to death with you guys. Like, all right,
Yeah,
maybe,
I guess.
maybe.
we're in the same coffin together, and they throw us in.
That's
Yeah.
that's like one of
It's a
the
big
Oh,
coffin.
no, but we get
It's a king
buns,
size.
so
It's a
like
plus size coffin.
Nah, we get
King
buns,
size.
so it's like this.
Wait, what?
Because we get buns, so we're pretty much cremated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a mini coffin. It's just a voluminous
No,
coffin.
but we have to fit in it.
yeah, we have to all
first.
fit in it. We're not burnt already when we get checked in.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they were burning us. What an odd way to cremate someone. Buy a coffin and then burn them. And then cremate.
No. We'll fit in one king size coffin together.
Yeah.
Can you imagine mixing up someone's ashes like you and another guy like, hey, bro, hey.
Probably do that.
Oh, was that Carlos or
Oh,
Elvin?
shit, all right. I'll separate him.
I guess
You
that's
separate-
Kelvin now.
Kelvin.
Oh, it's Calvin, all right. Yeah, oh, that's a bit for another
shit.
podcast.
Another day.
Carl's specialty, actually.
I mean, that's all I had to say. That was amazing.
Interesting chat.
I've learned today that Alvin has no idea what certain movies are, but somehow knows a classic. I've also learned that
Yeah.
what you said about prison and the whole system probably needs a look at it.
Yeah,
It's a big thing though.
needs a bit of a look at.
Mm.
But tinker with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Fix it up.
I've definitely always thought that. I've learned more and understood more and come to terms with more that the justice system overall definitely needs an overhaul, or at least again, like you said, to be looked at. And I've also learned a few other things about R. Kelly that I didn't.
I was gonna say I
didn't think
I was enlightened about R. Kelly. I mean, I
Yeah.
knew there was things, but I didn't know the details.
And
Next time, one of y'all come with the topic, and
I'm gonna say, I think, honestly, I think he should do more than 30. That's what I think. But I mean,
so you think he should go till he's dead? I mean, he's probably gonna die in prison anyways.
I mean, look,
not the healthiest
the thing
place, you know.
is the reason I say that is because, you know, there's still ongoing cases. And the fact that there are ongoing after receiving such a heavy, like, judgment kind of shows who you are as a person and the things that you've done in your past.
Oh,
right?
no doubt. I think they should be brought to light. And
And I think they should
And-
still try to reform him on top of the punishment of him being there.
I'm a different man.
'Cause I still think everyone.
I was, you know,
I was gonna say second chance, but the dude got like
he
three
sounds like a
fucking
very
chances.
sweet man in that interview. Like he sounds like I
Which
can
one?
tell that it's you know it's because he's nervous and he's cornered, but he does sound like a sweet man. R. Kelly.
you're an R. Kelly sympathizer.
I'm not a sympathizer. I'm just saying he sounds. You know.
You sound like an R. Kelly sympathizer.
no.
that's what you
I
sound like
think
right now.
he should be in prison for a long time.
He's gonna go home, listen to Talk in the Closet.
I'm
and
gonna
be
go
like,
home.
He's
and
gonna go and listen to Bump and Grind, bro.
I'm not denying it.
R. Kelly's made more babies than he's.
Worth
I was gonna say something else, but
because he's not worth a lot right now.
oh, okay. Wow.
He's worth a lot of time.
Well, that's all I got for you guys.
That's all. That's all that
Thank
is.
you. Yeah, one of us will come with something.
That's all for now, folks.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you. That's all for now, folks. And until next time, I hope you believe you can fly too. All right.
Bad advice, baby.
Bad
Bye.
advice, baby.
Peace.